body chasing the truth.
So Jake Paul offers Andrew Tate $40 million to fight. And of course, Andrew Tate is talking his way around it. I'm going to get into my theory why, but let's watch the video.
Used to be a much larger appetite for just simple entertainment, for just having a good time, kicking it with your friends. And I think, obviously, you guys are recently, as of the past week, in a dialogue and a conversation with one of the bigger commentators in that space, Andrew Tate. And I want to talk to you guys about this because I know you talked about it on your show for a few minutes. Also combat sports guys, him and his brother Tristan. I want to bring an unbiased angle to this. I'm going to stay right in the middle, and I want to break down what an MMA fight looks like between Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Tristan Tate, Andrew Tate. There's with the three main categories involved, which is upper body or hand striking, kicking, and wrestling and or grappling, and what that looks like. So let's start with actual fish striking.
Paul's such an idiot.
That's fine. You can have that opinion.
He's laughing at Mike because Mike is trying to be so serious. He's like, he has no clue what he sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Who takes that?
I'm just laughing because, like, how do you want to do this?
Wait, he's just laughing because he's like, Mike, you have no clue what you're talking about. You're trying to sound so professional. Please shut up.
I want to do a full breakdown.
You're going to go striking, grappling.
I know striking generally would be hand and feet combined, but I think it's important that we break it down from a boxing, kickboxing, and a jiu-jitsu standpoint.
Before we answer, are you even interested in this conversation? Because not to hijack the question, because like I'm sure some people will be interested in this. Is like we talk a lot, we say a lot of stuff, we got big ass mouths. We also do a lot.
Yeah.
And we back
no,
up
Logan, you have a much
say,
bigger mouth than your brother Jake.
Right? Yeah. As it stands, the other guys, they just talk a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talking, and they're fantastic at it. It's why.
Let's not get carried away, Logan. I understand what you're saying, that the Tates are fantastic at it. No, they're fantastic at it with teenage kids like 14 to 16 that don't know any better. And, naive women that fall for the lover boy technique and want to be sex trafficked, but that's who they're extraordinary talkers to.
They have a following. They can be magnetic with words, and it draws a lot of people in.
Well, Andrew Tate was a kickboxing world champion.
What was, Mike? He was
completely understood. But I'm just saying, I want to play an unbiased standpoint here. So before we call them simply talkers, there is some combat experience, and he trains every day.
And also. World champion,
I can look up the exact.
World champion in kickboxing is such a seems like subjective sort of thing, because who did he beat? How did no one in the kickboxing world, actual champions that I know who this guy was? No one's ever heard of him. The guys he beat are 1 in 54. Like
Logan is absolutely correct. If you look at Andrew Tate's kickboxing record, the guys that he fight, I mean, some of them are like 2 in 50. 3 in 70. He didn't fight in Pride. He didn't fight in UFC. Jake Paul, on the other hand, fine, he's fighting UFC fighters that are retired. It doesn't matter. They were in the best organization, and they all said they were going to kick his ass, and they all got knocked out violently. So Jake Paul rises to the occasion, and to me, Jake Paul has fought way better competition than Andrew Tate, and Jake Paul knows this.
Dylan Dennis was a 4-time world champion in brown belt. So there's still people out there who are significantly better than him.
So is there different credibilities and different?
Yeah, there's all types of different belts, and in a lot of
regardless, let's just call him a skilled kickboxer for means of this conversation. Yeah, if that makes sense, and who still trains on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
So sorry, where were you going?
I was
simply not going to lead anywhere.
No, I was just going with this. Like, we can sit here and talk all day, but that seems kind of pointless to me. Like, I don't.
Well, let's have a theoretical conversation about it.
Yeah, this is why I didn't call anyone out in the ring after my fights, because I can call all these people out, but these fucking people don't want to fucking fight me. So it is kind of.
He's right.
Where Scorpion goes up.
He's right. Conor McGregor don't want to fight him. Jorge Masvidal, the big street guy, don't want no part of him. They all say they want to fight him. He's a Disney star and he's this and that, but you won't fight the guy, and he'll pay you big money. I'm not even joking around. If Jake Paul right now say, yo, I'll give you $25 million, the Rocky story, fight me on the corner and we can videotape it. I swear to God on everything in this life, I'd be at that corner in 10 minutes. We're talking about other pro fighters that don't want to fight him for huge money.
And they spit on each other. Let's just assume this conversation is a theoretical or a fun discussion that never takes place.
Yeah, so striking. I mean, who's facing who, right? So is it a tag team?
Yeah, how does that work? How does that work?
It would have to be a new format in MMA.
No, they have 2-on-2 MMA, but I think it's tag team, I think. I don't know.
We got to go.
All right, this is really stupid. Just let Jake Paul fight Andrew Tate and let Logan, I'm assuming Logan weighs more than Jake, so let Logan fight Tristan. Now, from a boxing standpoint, again, I love Jake Paul. He's the American dream. He rises to the occasion. I like everything about him. And I'm not saying that I like his boxing better than Tate's because I like Jake and I don't like Andrew. But Jake throws straighter punches, harder, crisper, great defense, has fought better competition. Andrew Tate is the tougher brother than Tristan, but I think that Jake knocks him out to the shadow realms. Logan Paul, on the other hand, he's really delusional thinking that he's a better boxer than his brother. He's not. He throws loopy, weird, not as crisp punches. He's probably somewhat bigger than him. And him and Tristan, I think, will be a better, more interesting fight. I don't think that Logan wins. He might win, he might not. But the Tates are not going to fight the Paul brothers because then the Tates have to take a steroid test, and the Tates and Justin Waller are juiced out of their minds. That's why they're turning down $40 million to fight the Paul brothers, because they don't want to take the steroid test, and they know it. They know it. I would never give the Tates $1 of my money, but I hate them so much for 3 reasons. They're human traffickers, they're pimps, and they're pedophiles. And I would pay my money to watch Jake Paul knock out Andrew Tate, and even if Logan lost, just to see Tristan get punched in his arrogant face, I would pay the money.
Go to Russia?
They do that. They do like 6-on-6.
Florida,
Mike,
Florida
come on,
would
bro.
let us do it.
No way.
But
this can't be that tactical. I'm just asking simple questions. So from the upper body hand striking situation, part of it.
Logan's like, save
You
me.
guys clearly
What is he
have the
talking
power and the
about?
experience.
Save me.
Correct. Now,
Get me out of this
If it were
conversation.
boxing, absolutely. If it were kickboxing, he'd probably best us. Like if it was solely kickboxing.
That's what I was gonna say.
How would he not? How would
It's
he
a
not?
No, he
completely
not. No, he
That's
wouldn't.
insane.
I don't.
Kickboxing?
no, it's
I think-
MMA.
I
No.
think it's MMA. I think he's kind of clunky on his feet.
His guarding great, and
Jake Paul is a state champion in wrestling in Ohio, and it's not easy to win a state championship in Ohio in wrestling. He is an excellent wrestler. If you watch Andrew Tate kickboxing, he only used that front leg, and it was more or less, it wasn't a teep, and it wasn't a head kick or a front leg kick. He kind of did like a side karate kick. So, like, thinking that he's some like Muay Thai wizard, like you're going to get in there with a sanchai. No, they're not that skilled. They use hands more than they do feet. I don't even think it would make a difference at all.
he's a reactive
His
counter
chin
puncher.
is wide open in the air.
He leans
His
back
neck,
a lot.
yeah.
You throw some big punches, you'll get caught. But wait, if it's MMA, I mean, dog.
So you guys, the reason I'm asking this, I'll just say it for you. You guys take fist striking, and you have a wrestling background.
Wrestling's better.
He has a kickboxing background, and potentially maybe maybe more MMA experience. He probably rolls
He
around.
has MMA fights. Yeah.
Correct. So that's where
He only has
And
4
really, we're
MMA
talking
fights.
about Andrew here. Like Tristan's not really in this equation. Like,
Well,
that's-
the way they describe it, it would be.
Yeah, but that's like the light work. Like we'll take that out real fast and then.
By the way, without a question, for anyone doubting that, that's fucking insane. Like,
Are they bigger than you?
I think
Are they really?
Tristan's
Are they
size,
really
yeah.
6'5"?
Yeah.
No, they're-
somebody said
they're
6'5",
both-
240.
Tristan's like taller than Andrew. I think he's like 6'2" and Andrew's like 6 foot. But Tristan's
that
like
accurate?
heavy. Tristan's probably like 230, 240.
That's
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Wait, that's Jake. That's big. I'm 6'2" and a half, 215 for reference. That's he. And obviously muscle weighs more, but like that's a big boy.
Who cares, Mike?
I'm not saying it like that. I'm
Exactly.
talking
Like, Mike, can you
structural
shut up already? You don't know
conversation.
anything.
Some sort of contract.
Doesn't matter.
It's just interesting that he's that big.
in boxing, once you go over 200 pounds, you're pretty much considered a middleweight, heavyweight anyway. And both of the Paul brothers could easily fight at 200 pounds. So, like, Mike, just be quiet. Like, do some research, dude.
Okay, so
This is a silly combo.
all right.
Yeah,
so what?
My
you
dad
guys-
could beat up your dad if this happened, but if this didn't happen and it was like this how it would happen. It's silly. Like, that's why I don't.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun to have those kind of conversations, those theoretical conversations.
But the conversation.
The sound guy's laughing. He likes it. He
No,
likes
he doesn't, Mike.
for months, potentially years. Like we gave him an offer.
Yeah,
There's one thing to do. You can
10 mil for Andrew, 10 mil for Tristan, 10 mil for you, 10 mil for me, and
But here's what they'll say: I don't need this for the money.
The Tates lie all the time about their assets. Like when they got raided and got their assets taken, they only got like $10 or $12 million taken away from them and like a whole bunch of cars. That $10 million that the Paul brothers offered them to fight is probably pretty much their whole net worth. Andrew Tate lies every day. Oh, I pay myself $500,000 every morning. It's all a facade to get you to buy the Real World and War Room app, so he can make you think that he could teach you something, so you can end up like that, and it's a lie. The Tates will never fight the Pauls. Number one, they know they're not as skilled. Number two, they never want to come off the steroids. Jake, they would get annihilated, and they turned down $20 million. Think about that. Andrew Tate, be a man and do what you got to do, whether you like it or not, and blah, 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 and all this bullshit. Who the hell turns down $20 million in total for like a 6-round fight? Nobody, unless you're scared or you're hiding something. Number one, they are scared because they'll be knocked down a couple pegs in the social media world where people will look up to the Pauls more. And number two, they don't want to come off the steroids.
You're gonna have to slap $50 million for me even to get out of bed. But
Yeah,
but if
bro,
you have
okay.
money,
Yeah, sure,
If you have
sure.
money, then why is it about the money?
What if there was a second? Are you guys confident enough so that if they
The Tates make their demands so unreasonable that they make it so the fight never happens because they're full of shit, both of them, and they're both about to be in prison where they belong. With the legal bills that the Tates have piling up for sex trafficking and alleged rape, they should be taking all the money. They should be like literally driving to the gym to fight them, 200 miles an hour to take this fight to sign the contract, but they won't because they're full of it.
ask for something that was more than the money, would you guys be willing to devote to that?
Like what?
You guys have to
Pink slips.
No. You guys have to start to support the Tate Academy. No, all right, not that. Not that. No, I was serious, but you wouldn't do that. But like, you guys have to delete your Instagrams.
Fuck yeah, who gives a shit?
yeah, I'm not gonna lose. So
Anything. Your terms.
That's
Your terms. Whatever. Like, it shouldn't be about the money. It should be solely for entertainment and to figure out, after all, who's really about it. And we're telling you, we'll do it.
So let
I
me
believe
say
the Paul
only thing,
brothers
'cause
1,000%.
I've told you endless times about how I like the Paul brothers. I like them. I like how Logan brought dueling back. I like Jake because he actually fucking fights for real. You know what fucking let me down? I swear to God, someone sent me a clip of Logan talking about his brother Jake, saying, yeah, Jake told me he was going to be the world champion, and I just had to cut in and say, Jake, you're never going to be that. You're never going to get there. I've seen that clip. I remember you being a very average kickboxer, telling me you were going to be the world champion. And what did I say?
I said, you are going to be the world champion.
You are going to be the world champion. And did you become the world champion?
Yes, I did.
What kind of brothers shit on each other that way? And that's a dig to Logan, not Jake. What kind of boys? That's your brother, and that's his dream, and he has all the money and time and finance and partners to train with and to invest in that dream, and you're gonna tell your brother, nah, fuck you. At least fucking support the guy, Because I don't believe Jake could be the world champion. I don't. But also, I'm not Jake Paul's brother. But I fucking like Jake Paul.
The reason-
Jake over Logan a million times.
The reason Logan dislikes me, and by extension us, is not because that we're more famous than them. It's because we have a close bond, and he doesn't have it with his own brother, and that's why he's upset.
Oh, yeah,
because
sure.
he's turned on his own brother so many times. He's best friends with his brother's enemy. Like
Well,
a bunch of cuck shit.
Here's the weird thing. Imagine some guy. Let's call him Gay SI. An imaginary man called
Gay-ass bi.
Gay-ass bi.
Bi.
So imaginary man called Gay-ass bi makes friends with one of us, and we somehow split up over that. And I value my friendship with Gay-ass bi over you.
Tristan.
That's fucked
If
up.
Gay-ass bi was your friend, and he beefed me,
Yeah.
I expect you to sideswipe that fuck.
Oh, sideswipe. Yeah.
As I would for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to beef with my brother? I'm gonna come up to you and say, hey, bro, and knock you the motherfucker
No,
out.
like, oh, well, you know, Gay-ass bi had my back on this day, and the fact...
Andrew, I mean, you have a chance to knock out Jake Paul. Jake Paul talks shit about Tristan sometimes, so why don't you fight Jake Paul? You know why you won't fight Jake Paul, Andrew Tate? Because you have to come off the roids, and you'll get knocked out. So all you're doing is talking. All the Tates do is talk. They're putting on a show for the girls with the cigars and, typical Tateisms. The Paul brothers are offering you a lot of money to fight. You guys talk shit about them, right? That they're this and they're not real brothers and your bond is stronger. Well, show your miraculous bond. Fight the Paul brothers. But you just keep talking. You know why? Because you will both end up getting knocked out.
The fact he fell out, my brother's unfortunate, but man, I'm from California and I stream on CutTube.
CutTube, bro. How do you turn your own brother to some dude?
So, and also,
anyone who has beef with my brother has beef with me.
Ooh, oh no. You're so scary, Andrew. Okay, and fight the Paul brothers. They're offering you big money, right? All you do is talk, right? You got to pee in the cup first. You don't want to do that. They're offering you big money, more than half the $10 million that they're offering you a piece. You guys didn't even get that when they confiscated your assets. They only took $12 million in like cash, or it was even less than that. So what does that tell you? You're lying about your net worth, so you don't want to fight.
Extension forever. So, when I see Jake Paul and KSI beefing and Logan Paul licking KSI's ass, it's weird.
You know what I want to do?
And that's why Logan's so upset with us. He ain't upset that we're more famous than him. He ain't upset that we're the ones who are outside the Matrix.
We are richer, by the way.
And we're richer than him.
Yeah.
He
No,
ain't
you're
upset
not.
about none of that. He's upset that we have a true brother bond and he hasn't got it. And the reason he hasn't got it is, I'll tell you why, because I'm the older brother.
I've never heard the Paul brothers really say anything too derogatory about the Tates, other than they are what they are, criminals and into sex trafficking. And you guys you've been making excuses for 4 years why you can't fight them, the so-called Tate Superman brothers who could kick everybody's ass on the planet. You guys, I'll fight for free if somebody insults my brother. You got beef with my brother, you got beef with me. They said they want to fight you guys. It's $20 million. Who the hell turns down $20 million for a 6-round fight? People who are scared and people that don't want to take steroid tests, a la the Tates.
As an older brother, you have to lead by example. And Jake Paul looks up to his older brother and looks at him and goes, you know what? You ain't shit.
I get it. Jake's led by example. How about this? Jake Tate. Let's invite him into the brotherhood.
Jake is more of a man than Logan.
Oh yeah. You know why you two are saying that? Because you both know that Jake will knock you both out. And you know that Logan, yeah, he's skilled and he's in condition, but he's not as skilled as Jake, and his punches aren't as crisp and as hard. So of course you like Jake better because you don't want that smoke with him.
Logan.
Oh, 100%.
That's why Jake doesn't listen to Logan, and that's why Logan is sitting there as the older brother, bum-licking Jake's enemy. A bunch of bullshit, right? You're the older brother. You have to set an example. Anybody who has beef with my brother, you have beef with my brother, it's on site. On site. I don't care if you're in a club. Don't care if you're in a supermarket.
No.
I don't care if
And hear
you're
me
on the
out.
street. I don't care if you're with 10 of your boys. I'll roll up strapped.
Wow, Andrew, you're just putting on such a show for the girls, right? Look at that face. You're just putting on such a show, Andrew. People are just shaking with your nonsense. We're going to find out how tough you are when you're at maximal security prison with you and Tristan for 10 to 20 years. And you'll be wishing you would have took this fight with the Paul brothers.
Site. Bum.
Yeah,
All
sure
of you.
will.
Fuck you. On site. You're beefing
Sure
my
will.
brothers on site. He's going to sit there and be best friends with his brother's fucking enemy. And then he wants to sit there and talk to me about fucking morals on YouTube. CockTube. The dude has no morality. He has no morality as a man.
She doesn't care
That's why he
anything
takes the
about
mini
what you're
dildo
saying.
that Susan sends
she's
him.
just trying
Hello,
to,
here's this month's dildo. Please take it for your fucking
Get a
paycheck.
payday.
If you're going to turn your own brother, You'll turn on fucking the whole world. That's
Fuck
who
it.
Logan Paul is.
This is an official invitation, man. Jake Tate, I'll invite you in. I'll pay you. You're my brother now.
We'll show you how
Jake,
brotherhood works.
Jake, you can.
Tristan, you don't want to come off the roids. Your hair plugs might get messy, and your nose job will get broken when you get your nose broke again. I would never give the Tates $1 of my money, but just to see both of them get punched in their face, I would pay $100 for the pay-per-view.
You're back.
Jake, and as brothers, you now officially share our finances. Shit, you want to be hey, Jake? Let's go.
You want to go? You want?
Two clowns putting on a show for two girls, right? Just two clowns. All they do is talk. Oh, yeah, of course they want to invite Jake into the fold, because that's what cowards do, because they know that Jake will knock both of them out.
On 10, we ain't broke like Logan. Don't worry, we got you. We're all right. We got it. It's in the bank.
Sure.
But, bro,
That's man. That's upsetting for me. I can't, even it breaks my heart to hear it.
Yeah, it breaks your heart.
and that's why, because we talk about perspicacity, and I've thought, why does Logan dislike
Perspicacity. I love when Andrew goes on one of these rants and he uses these big words that he's not even perspicacity
me so much? It's three reasons. One, because I'm outside of the Matrix, and he's had to cuck to the Matrix, which he's jealous of.
Oh yeah.
The first thing.
The Pauls are just so
The second
jealous
is I'm
of
more
you.
famous than him and richer than him, which upsets him. But the third
You're really trying to get this girl excited with all these lies, right? Of course she's eating up every word that comes out of your mouth because you're the biggest compulsive liar on the planet. But go ahead, Andrew. Let's hear your Tateisms.
third and most important is that we have a real brotherhood, and that his younger brother doesn't respect him because he's a cuck, and he knows that, and he feels that. And that's why he truly dislikes us. And that's why he'll always dislike us. No matter what happens.
Sounds like to me the Tates are scared and they don't want to smoke with Jake Paul because they know they're both going to get knocked out. That's what it sounds like. Just keep making excuses.
No matter how famous we become, how much money we make, how right we are proven,
How banned we get.
he's going to be upset knowing that his brother doesn't respect him as an older brother because he sold out to the machine or took the fucking Susan YouTube dildo. And that's why he doesn't like us. That's all it is. He doesn't fucking know us. He just looks at us and goes, you know what? They're braver than me.
Yeah.
I took the fucking Susan.
Both of these, they're so delusional. These two, they've never even really said anything negative about the Tates. They just want to fight them just to see who's the best. And the Tates got to spin it into, oh, they're jealous of us, and that's all they ever do. If you tell the truth about their criminal behavior, you're jealous of me. You don't have a Bugatti. Blah 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 blah. If you're like, okay, hey, I want to see how good you are fighting. Let's fight. You're jealous of us. You're jealous of our brotherhood. Two cowards that profit off of teenage girls, then manipulate young men to ask their mommy for $50 a month to hand over to the Tates so they can buy their Bugattis. They didn't earn anything. They made their money off the backs of teenage girls that were manipulated, thinking that, they were going to marry the Tates, and next thing you know, they're on webcam, and, naive young men who think that the Tates did something miraculous or spectacular to get rich. No, the only reason why the Tates are rich is because you give them your money. That's it. They weren't millionaires from kickboxing. They made millions of dollars from webcam. Then they started the scam called the Real World and the War Room. They're scammers. That's what they do. They're being offered $20 million in total plus a pay-per-view percentage to fight the Paul brothers, and they won't take the fight because they're afraid and they don't want to have to take a steroid test. And 3, they both don't want to get knocked out and get knocked down a couple pegs.
Susan dildo. My younger brother doesn't respect me. Fuck Andrew Tate, bro. Fuck Andrew Tate. And all his YouTube comments are people saying, Logan, you're a dickhead.
Yeah, I love Andrew. He has this whole fascination. Oh, when he was on the George Jenko show, all the comments about me on YouTube are positive. You mean because when you say something negative, all the Tate bot people that he pays to put positive things down? One of his ex-employees says he has a whole team of bot accounts that put positive messages online, or if somebody tells the truth, the Tate bots attack that person. So it's just more lies.
Oh, is what it is, yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So no, I can't talk to you anymore. My boy, gay ass boy, told me.
Recently, as of the
That's typical Tates. That's all they do is lie, manipulate every situation. Anybody that tells the truth about them, they try to make it like they're jealous. They don't want any type of fighting to do with Jake Paul because they both know they would lose instantly. They got to come off the steroids. They would get knocked out. And then they'd probably lose a good portion of their fan base because their fans would look at the Paul brothers like younger guys like, oh, they kicked your ass. We're gonna be fans of the Paul brothers now instead of you. So they don't want to lose their fake image, the Tates.